Hi guys, I must say congratulations to all interns for having the courage to embark on this journey so far. So my name is Ibope Success. I'm a junior data scientist currently working with Hamoye, handling the HDSC interns. So without wasting much of your time, let's move forward to discussing the structure of this internship. What is expected from us throughout this journey and individual requirements throughout the journey. So I will start by sharing my screen right now so that you'll be able to see what's in person. Okay, I'll try and be audible. Can you all see my screen now? Okay.
Yes, you can see your screen, Success.
Okay. So if you have any question regarding the internship or this particular body section, kindly visit www.slide.do and use the event code 4252910 to document your questions. Or you can alternatively visit, or you can drop your questions at the Zoom, or use the YouTube channel to drop your questions. So I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what is Hamoye and how the word came to be. So Hamoye is derived from a Yoruba word pronounced as Hamoye, which means the wise one. And it is in the relationship with our goal to raise data-driven, result-driven people who are willing to face their fears and confront whatever task they are being given. So our so we are a tech startup college students. So we are a tech startup company who are interested in college students to young professionals, to acquire in-demand expertise, get the needed real-world work experience. So we are a tech startup institute. We are interested in college students, young professionals who are willing to acquire in-demand expertise, get the needed real-world work experience. Kindly meet our teams. Some of them, these are the team members. Some of them are data engineers. Some of them are data scientists with holding different positions. So our mission is to jumpstart desirable careers for millions of people all over the world and develop an army of problem solvers for the world. So just as I said, our mission is to get people who are passionate and are willing to confront their fears. People who value critical thinking and are not afraid to confront whatever task ahead of them so far, as the end goal is to achieve results. How does the internship go? So the internship works by, you have to first of all complete some modules, undertake and complete your projects, attend webinar stroke career coaching section. So when I mean completing your projects, now we have about 2 projects during this internship. We'll be having about 2 projects, which are premier projects and capstone projects. So during this project, you guys will be divided into different groups. So you're expected to participate while you are on these projects. You're expected to participate amongst yourself, and you also have lessons you will take every 2 weeks in this internship, in the different 5 stages of the internship, which goes from stage A to E, along with the lessons and pieces you have to undertake. Just as I mentioned earlier, we have about 2 projects in this internship. We have capstone project and premier project. You'll be shared into groups for your interactions and participations and contribution. And you also attend webinars and live coaching sections where you meet industry experts who will expose you into the real world life situations, and they will be able to share their experiences with you and tell you, okay, how far they have come, what did they do to get to where they are right now. So you'll be able to learn from these experts who are willing to share their knowledge and their skills with you shortly. And you also have opportunity to connect with people. Building your network is of great importance. Building your network is of great importance because it contributes to your growth in this industry. You will also get to meet people who have like minds, especially your fellow interns who have like minds and who have very good skills that you can learn from. In case if you have any issues, or maybe you're trying to code and you're having errors, you can easily meet them and talk with them. Feel free to always talk with your interns during this internship. Next slide. Internship structure. So in this particular slide, this internship will run from 11th of January to 8th of May, featuring courses, tag-along projects, premier and capstone projects, presentation to career webinars. Just as I mentioned earlier, you're going to be having some courses, and you'll be having, under the courses, you'll be having subsidiary lessons, lesson 1, lesson 2, and all. You'll be having some tag-along projects, like I mentioned earlier, yes, for DST interns. Then you'll be having premier and capstone projects, stroke presentations. So this particular presentation has to do with you after your researches and after making your research and after everything. So you have to document it and put them on a slide, on a PowerPoint presentation, and you have to present your findings to the audience out there. So remember, you're going to have some career webinars coming up soon, once in a while during the internship, where you can, have ask questions, ask the industry expertise questions, and they will talk to you and show you the right way to follow. So in this internship, we have 4 tracks. We have data science, data engineer, we have DevOps, we have data storytelling. So on that data science track, you'll be having a course like Python for machine learning, classification and regression, neural network and deep learning. We'll also be having trend analysis. On that data engineering stroke machine learning operations track, you'll be having a course like Python for machine learning, you'll be having machine learning regression, machine learning operations, Kubernetes, Kubeflow, and micro Kubernetes. So for DevOps track, you'll be having a course named Python for machine learning. You'll be opportune to get the course introduction to DevOps, CI/CD containers, Terraform, cloud fundamentals. For data storytelling track, you'll be having a course Python for machine learning, analysis and visualization, data curation, stroke wrangling. So, and you also have the opportunity to work with some business intelligence tools, which are Power BI, Tableau, and Python libraries. So for the relevant experience, so far, 1.8% interns who applied for this particular internship had over 1.8% experience, OSP experience, while it's 2.5% interns who apply for this section, for this internship, have programming experience. So what this means is that you're not alone if in case you don't have any experience. If you don't have any experience at all, and you shouldn't, because of that, and learn yourself doing this internship, you should come out and communicate with people, make your presence feelable, so, or maybe palpable, so that you don't have to sideline yourself because you feel you don't have experience. So you're not alone. There are a lot of people who do not have experience. So make yourself available and get ready to learn. So we have the timeline of this internship. The timeline of this internship, which is application, which you guys have already done that. Submit applications and take assessment to be a part of the internship. Of course, you did that before you got to this level. So the next thing is onboarding. That's enrollment, profile update, onboarding, join Slack community. I know lots of you have joined the Slack community, and I'm sure you must have updated your profile, you've enrolled, and of course, you're on this onboarding section. And please make sure you update your profile so that your fellow interns can easily communicate with you. If you leave it blank, people might think you probably do not exist, or maybe you're offline or something. So just keep your profile updated, put your picture there. So you'll be having complete lessons and thesis. And you'll be having 2 projects, which is capstone project and premier project. So what is expected of you? What is expected of you? What is expected from you? You're expected to join study groups and complete all courses in each stage, submit all codes, tag along projects, collaborate actively with the members of your project groups, participate in the premier and capstone projects, attend all monthly webinars through career coaching section, score a minimum cumulative average of 60. So what this whole thing is trying to say in summary is that you have to join the study group and complete all your courses in each stage. Please make sure you complete all your courses in each stage. And you have to make sure you join a study group. The reason why you have a study group is for easy interaction, communication, and connecting with people, just as I said earlier. And make sure you submit all your codes, because if you or tag along projects, for the cases of GST interns, please make sure you submit your tag along projects, because if you take your quiz and you don't submit your tag along projects, how then would you prove that you were the one that answered the quiz and all? So the tag along projects and tag along codes are most likely the theoretical aspects of what you did in your quiz. It shows that it's like a show all workings. It shows that you're the one that did your quiz. So these are the stage you need to follow in order to have a successful internship. So you have to collaborate actively with the members of your project groups. Just as I said, like if you're going to have a premier project or capstone projects in future, you have to make sure you collaborate with the team lead. You have to collaborate with the members of the group. You have to contribute for you to be involved, for you to be counted as one of the people who participated in the project. Because if you do not participate in premier projects, you will definitely not participate in capstone projects, and that will affect your cumulative score. And you have to ensure that you attend all monthly webinars, which will be emailed to you from time to time. You have to be, and you also get an email concerning the career coaching section from time to time. And you have to ensure you score a minimum cumulative average of 60 for you to have a certificate. Courses and codes are to be completed independently. Complete all courses across the 5 stages, which is number 1. You have to complete all your courses. You have to ensure that you're through with your courses, you've gone through your lessons, and you complete all your courses on time before the deadline. So complete all the tag along codes, and you have to complete them, and you have to submit them for your score to be complete. Because if you do not submit if you do not submit all your tag along codes, within all those stages, you'll be having short of marks, and your marks will be reduced. So if you do not want that, you have to ensure you submit all your catalog codes and projects. Participate in both the premier and capstone projects. So, and just as I said earlier, you have to make sure you participate during the premier projects and the capstone project. Do not sideline yourself. Always make your presence palpable. Let them know that you are available. Always contribute, during all the projects are gone. So you have to score a minimum cumulative average of 60%. You have to attend all webinars, just as I mentioned earlier. Benefit of doing all of these and being part of Hamoye, which is you will be having access to a global network of analysts, data science, and machine learning experts. You have an opportunity to work on real life projects, which is very, very amazing. A lot of people who are out there, they are looking for an opportunity where they can, associate themselves, working with experts and, having experts as team members, having to work with them and, work with real life projects, because if you work on real life projects, you'll be able to put that on your CV or maybe on your resume and all. So you'll be getting an opportunity to work on real life projects. So you'll be getting membership of Hamoye exclusive job markets. You'll be having Hamoye fellowship. So we have communication channels, which is we have YouTube for live streams. We have Hamoye web app for forums and discussions. We have Slack, which you already know, for community engagement. We have the Zoom for webinar sections, career coaching, and happy hour calls. You have the email where you can, get an email from Hamoye regarding the next stage. We have tools of connect. We have, just as I mentioned, we have the YouTube channel, we have the email, we have the Slack, and all. So if you have any question, kindly visit www.slide.do and use the event code 4252910 to document your question. Or you can document your question in the Zoom or you use the YouTube channel. How do I accept enrollment for stage A? Okay, regarding this, an email will be sent to you regarding the stage A. And if you have further questions, you can read the handbook, Hamoye handbook sent to you. How do I take a quiz? I can't seem to find a clickable link. So how you're going to take your quiz, as far as you have accepted your invitation for that particular stage, whether stage A or B, you are not allowed to, you are allowed to take quiz at any time you want. As far as you have gone through the lessons and you think you're sure you are equipped, you have acquired enough knowledge and you have done enough research, you have enough knowledge to pass your quiz and confront your quiz. Why not? You can start your quiz. There's always a link, a box there, a box where you can click and start your quiz. So you can also stay connected to, you can follow all our social media channels. You can follow us on Facebook, Hamoye HQ, follow us on Instagram, Hamoye HQ, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thank you. So at this point now, I'm going to invite my colleague Kenyene to continue.
Thank you very much, Success, for that session. My name is Ayene Rudolph, and I'm a data engineer at Hamoye AI Labs. I'm going to be taking you all on the next session. This session is going to be involved with answering your questions, the questions that you have posted on slide.do, as well as in the comment sections of YouTube. So please, if you have any questions, please go ahead and post your questions. And in the next couple of minutes, we'll be trying to answer that question. I won't be doing this alone. I have Christian. Hello, Christian.
Hi, Ayene. Thank you very much.
So Christian is a data scientist at Hamoye AI Labs. He's also in charge of managing the internship. So he'll be doing that alongside myself. So for the very first question we have here, we have from an anonymous person on slide.2. Are there any live classes? So we have live coding sessions on YouTube. We share the links with you. Of course, we have live coding sessions, and then we also have Ask Me sessions. The dates and the venue is going to be shared with you via mail. So please always stay close to our communication channels so that anytime we have this information for you, you can easily access it. And the next question is, what is an average day like for a HDSC intern, a Hamoye data science intern? So,
Okay,
Christian.
I think I can answer that. Okay, for an average day, like for an Hamoye intern, basically, if you read your handbook, you have to be active like 30 hours in a week. The way it works, you in each stages you have lesson materials. And mind you, they are not video materials; they are text materials. So basically, you go through the courses, and weekly we have live coding sessions, and it's normally Mondays and Fridays. But whichever time it will be, it will always be communicated on Slack. Slack is the primary channel for communication about the live coding sessions. There are no live classes on a daily basis. It's just live coding sessions weekly, Mondays and Fridays. Otherwise, it will always be communicated. So that's basically the timing of a daily Hamoye intern. Okay, Yana?
Okay, thank you very much, Christian. So the next question is, what time on Saturdays are the webinar likely going to be? So our webinars fall within 2 to 5. That's the time for 2 to 5 West African time, right? So, but then if, of course, there are any adjustments in the time, we're definitely going to let you know. So between 2 p.m., 5 p.m. West African time is usually when our webinars would likely fall, right? But of course, if we have any, we'll let you know the specific time before every webinar, of course, so that you can make adjustments appropriately. And the next question is, hello, Hamoye, is it preferable to use Jupyter Notebook or the Google Colab? Which is best recommended for the internship? This question is from Dolapo. So Christian, would you take that, please?
Okay, to take that, whichever one you prefer, it's good. If your PC, it's like you have a low RAM or low processor speed, you can use Google Colab. It has GPU and TPU you can also use, and it's free. So whichever one is just your choice, Jupyter or Colab. So whichever one you prefer, you can just use that. Thank you.
Okay, Adekunle Adeyo from YouTube says, can you please share the slide with us after this onboarding session? Yes, I think that is doable, and we'll share that with you. Asimwe Victor says, can we share Hamoye internship as a work experience? Yes, definitely. This internship is both, you're working on live projects, you're going to be learning. So it's definitely it's definitely an internship experience for you, and it should appear on your resume, right? So the fact that you have gained internship experience via working with Hamoye for the next couple of months is definitely something you want to put on your resume. Latif Jimo says, please, I'm just joining. What's the tag along code? Okay, I believe you're talking about Slido. Yes, please, Christian, go ahead. Okay,
to answer that, tag along codes, these are extra projects you do after your quiz in each stage.
Oh.
These are, for example, in the quiz, there are some questions you're supposed to answer with code. So you're supposed to submit that. So when the stage starts properly, you understand what I'm trying to say. So tag along codes are answers to the questions. That's the code you use in answering your questions on the quiz. So you're supposed to submit them. So we'll see how you answer them, because some questions you're supposed to answer writing code. So that's the meaning of tag along codes. So in each stage and for each track, they have tag along code you have to submit after you're done with the quiz. So that's just what tag along code means.
Okay, thank you very much, Christian, for stepping in and answering that. Another question here from Asim where Victor says, what offers do you give the top students in each track? So Christian, please can you answer that?
Okay. Okay, to answer this question, in each stage, Hamoye recognize the top 10 interns in each stage. So the top 10 interns, they'll be given a reward. That's those that have performed wonderfully well in each stage and of each track. So when that time comes, the information will be passed. You should always be attentive on Slack channel. Slack channel is, and as I always say, is the primary source of information in Hamoye internship. So when that time comes, you get to know more about that. There's a reward for the top 10 interns in each stage. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Christian. So someone says, can there be more clarity to the text materials? Sometimes the text materials are difficult to follow despite using Google and some research.
Okay,
Christian?
to answer that, probably you're saying there'll be video materials. They are not video materials, it's just text materials. And I bet you they are really, really understandable. And you're not restricted to just the text material. You can always do your research. You can always touch on what's the topic or the points you don't understand. So you're not restricted to just text materials. Text materials are just there to guide you. And there's no video materials, they are just text materials. I saw a question just now. So you can do your research, go on Google, on YouTube to know more about it. If you are not clever, mind you, the text materials are very clear and you understand it. It's sweet, right? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Christian. We do not limit you in any way. We do not believe in limiting you. So if you feel the need for more research, definitely please go ahead and go online and search out some courses, search out some videos on YouTube that could help you to understand some more. And also you might need to communicate with fellow interns to gain clarity, because this is not a sole journey, it's not a journey just for yourself, right? So you can gain more clarity by talking with fellow interns and sharing your concerns and your questions. And then, of course, in our Ask Me sessions, that's why we have the Ask Me sessions, so that if you have any difficulties or any issues, you can always communicate with the management and then that will be clarified. Okay. I think we have another question here. So please, is this internship suitable for beginners and working class? Christian, please, can you answer that?
Let me answer that. Yes, definitely it's suitable for beginners and working class. It depends on your timing. Like if you check through the handbook, it says you have to devote like 20 hours per week. So it depends on how you set your time management. And also for the beginners, it is suitable for beginners and also those that are already learned in data science or data storytelling, DevOps or machine learning, MLOps. So it is for all. It is suitable for all. Thank you.
And the second question following that is, what to gain after completing this program? Will there be automatic employment? Okay,
to answer that question, as you're done with the internship program, you qualify for everything as you completed all the capstone projects and premier projects, and you have a cumulative score of 60% or higher in all aspects, that attending webinars, completing your stages, the quiz, the tag along projects, and capstone and premier projects. So at the end of the day, you have your Hamoye fellowship certificates. And also for the second question about employment, of course, normally Hamoye recognize the top interns. When there's availability in Hamoye AI Labs or Hamoye, we do interviews for the top interns. So when there's availability, and also for our partners, when there's available space for employment, definitely the top interns will be employed. So it's just like a way to encourage you to pay attention to the internship, do your research, learn more, gain more understanding of the concept, and you do well and excel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christian. So a question from Choma Uzo is it possible to make the quizzes at least 2 attempts? Just 1 attempt doesn't seem fair. Okay, I would say that you, from the start of your course from the start of every stage until you have to take the quiz, you have 2 weeks to go through the material, excuse me, and then prepare to take the quiz. So I would say that you do your very best to go through the materials, to learn as much as you can, and then be absolutely sure that you're ready to take the quiz before the deadline, before you take the quiz. Right now, we have only 1 attempt. We only allow 1 attempt, and that's just the way it is for now. So please, I would encourage that you make adjustments accordingly and try as much as possible to prepare for the quiz. And please don't start the quiz if you know that you will not be able to finish it. Maybe you don't have enough power on your system. Because once your time runs out, that's it. So please ensure that you're very comfortable, and also try to ensure that you take the quiz before the deadline so that you don't have to come and make requests for the deadline to be extended. So it's basically about planning properly and just ensuring, like we've said, if you have any questions at all, you have issues, the course is not clear to you, please ensure to reach out to other interns and to Hamoye team members that will be available to help you. We're here to help you every step of the way. So please do as much as you can to abide by the rules. Thank you very much. Someone is still asking, okay, along the lines of the quiz, can we retake the quiz for grading courses? I believe that this has answered your question. And then another question says, please, are there other platforms apart from Slack for interaction? Christian,
okay, to answer that, Slack is the main primary place for communication with the interns. During the live coding sessions, we have Zoom and also on YouTube. So the main one is the Slack and email. So by now, I hope you already know the email address, since you've already received mails from us and also on the Slack channel. The email address is help@hamoye.io. So the primary platform for communication is Slack and our email. And also on the Hamoye platform, if you notice that once the stage A starts, you see study groups, you can communicate with your fellow interns, you can ask questions, and all. Even the Hamoye team will be available to reply all your questions. But the main primary place for communication is the Slack and the email. So just be available each day, log on to the Slack channel every day to get first-hand information and also to interact with your fellow interns. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Christian. So Favor Madubuku is asking, how flexible is the time for the meetings during the weekday?
Okay, to answer that, it's like I said, it's Mondays and Fridays, that's the live coding sessions. So, and it normally runs for an hour. That's the timeline. And also before the live coding sessions, you always be informed before time, ahead of time. So that you plan your schedule and all. So, but the timeline is very flexible. It's just an hour for the live coding sessions. And it's basically Mondays and Fridays. Sometimes if it is not on a Monday, any day to be, you always be given information ahead of time. So you prepare yourself for the live coding session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So how do we join study groups? And does the study group change or the same group throughout the internship? Christian, I think you.
Okay, to answer that question, we are not joining any study groups. Hamoye, the team, will be the one to invite you to your stage courses and the study groups. So once this starts, you get emails of the right information on what to do. And basically for each stage, okay, let me just break it down. For each stage, you have particular study groups. Then for the premier projects, you'll be shared into groups. The 4 tracks, you'll be shared into different groups for the premier projects. Then once that is done, for the capstone projects, you'll also be reshuffled to a different team. So basically, whatever study groups you are joining in your track, that's your track course, you'll be invited to it solely by the Hamoye team. You will not enroll on your own. We'll be the one to send you invites and you accept the invitation. So that's just it. Thank you.
Okay. I have not been invited to the Slack channel yet. When will I be sent email? So I've seen another question in this same manner. So please, Christian, can you take that?
To answer that, all interns that we are accepting into the internship, you've been sent Slack invitations. If you've not gotten it, check all your mailbox, as your spam folder, junk folder, promotions and all. You see a mail from Slack saying you've been invited to the Hamoye Winter Slack channel. So check all your mailbox, your inbox, your promotion folder, your junk, your spam. It has been sent to everybody that applied and also that submitted the email. So if, for example, you submitted the wrong email, that's why you've not gotten it yet. If you submitted the right email address you're using, by now you should have gotten it because it has been completed to all. So check all your folders, your spam folders and all. You should see an invite from Slack saying Hamoye invited you to a Slack channel and you accept it. Thank you.
Okay. Nangozi Emmanuel is asking, please, does each track have a specified channel for the track?
Okay, for the stage A, each track are doing the same course for the stage A. Then after that, as by now you should know you've already received a form to fill to select your particular track. Then moving on to stage B, you'll be shared into your special track you selected. And on the Slack channel, you'll be moved into your different track channel on Slack. So if by now you've not selected your track, would announce when the deadline will be, so you can do your research to know what particular track you want. So you're not in rush to do that, because after you've selected your track, you cannot swap track to a different track. For example, you selected data science, then you later change your mind to say you want to do DevOps. You cannot swap track. So, but for the stage A course, which starts on Wednesday, that's on the 18th, all the track are doing the same course for stage A. Then moving on to stage B, you'll be shared into your different track channel and also to your different track courses. So I hope I've answered that question clearly. Thank you very much. We have another question from Noye Obeyenuku from YouTube, who's asking, can I learn as a beginner in coding? So yes, you can, definitely. We have an introduction to programming course, which which is not part of any of our stages, but it's supposed to help you if you're a beginner. It's supposed to help you to get familiar with coding and with using GitHub. So just before we start the main stages. So I would recommend that you take those courses. They don't contribute to your final score, but they're just supposed to help you, just like this onboarding session. They're like for the sake of onboarding, right? So also, you really don't need to like start as an already experienced person. That's why this internship exists, to give you the experience that you need. So just come prepared to work hard and to like get as much knowledge as you can in the course of learning and in the course of attending all of our events. Okay. Another question we have, I'm just going to take a couple more questions before we hand over to Success for the closing remarks. So someone said, I observed that the quiz questions are not loading even after finishing the course. What could be the problem? Okay, to answer that question, if you're taking the prerequisite course, and you've enrolled on it, if you are done with the quiz, you shouldn't have any issues. And also on the platform, you see a link showing you how you can access quizzes on Hamoye platform. So probably when you're doing that, you have the network issues. That's why I always advise before taking the quiz, you have to have a strong network connection, and also your PC, that's your laptop, should have a battery. Because once you're done, or probably you have network issues or your system runs down, this platform will automatically submit your quiz. And also there are stages by which you can save your quiz. Mind you, saving of your quiz answers does not mean you're stopping the time. You can't stop the countdown. The countdown continues. So once the countdown runs through, it will submit, even if you're not done with your questions. So whatever issues you have probably was your connection issue. So it's advised to have a strong connection before taking the quiz. I guess I've answered that question.
Thank you, Christian. Then we have another question. Yeah, is it compulsory for the total hours in a week to be 30 hours? So that's just our recommendation. That's just our estimates, right, of how many hours would be required for you to put in. But you put in as many hours as you need to get what you to get acquainted with the knowledge, right? So it might be more than 30 hours, it might be less than 30 hours. But the idea, the end goal is that the knowledge is acquired. And so as many hours as you require, as little as you require to get the end goal, that's what is important. So at the live coding sessions from Tolulope, Mashon, I'm really sorry if I have murdered the name. Are the live coding sessions compulsory to attend?
Okay, to answer that, the live coding sessions, they are not mandatory webinars or sessions. It's just a way of explaining and telling you about that particular course for that stage. So for those that say they learn more by watching videos or having things explained to them. So that's the essence of doing live coding sessions. They are not compulsory. So, but it's advisable you join in so that you get more clarity on it. So if you're a beginner or you're experienced, so it's just there for you to have to throw more light on what you'll be doing on the track courses. So it's not a compulsory session, but it's advisable you join in so you understand better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Then I'm taking this last question from Ajibola Banji. He said, how do you carry along the beginners who are basically new to data science field? I think I might have answered that, but I'd like Christian to add more flesh to that.
To throw more light on this, that's why we said you should go through the prerequisite courses, that's Introduction to Python using Google Colab, and also version control with Git. So if you go through those courses, yeah, it should give you a foundation moving on to the different stages. And also on the Slack channel, if there are some parts of the text you don't understand, you can always drop a question there. We'll be happy to guide you and answer you whatever issues are happening. And also, it still boils down to your own personal resolve. That's your passion to learn. You can also go online, any concept you don't understand, you can search. There are lots of resources online for you to get, including the text materials on the platform. So if you want to learn as a beginner, go through those courses, do your research, your findings, your passion. Your passion, will help you to guide you through the process. It's not like a sprint, it's a marathon. So with time, you get to understand it better. So that's just the way you would improve your personal research. Ask your question on the Slack channel. We're happy to assist you in anyone you have relating to the courses. Thank you.
Okay, one last question. I checked my spam and all other folders. I have not received the link for the Slack channel. Okay,
to answer that person, yeah, since you're still having an issue, send a mail to our helpline, which is help@hamoye.io. We'll be happy to assist you to see where you have issues about that. And also to answer another question, because I saw a question about the timing for the live coding sessions. It runs Mondays and Fridays. Basically, sometimes it's 12 p.m. GMT +1, that's West African time. So basically, the time for live coding sessions are 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. That's 12 noon to 1 p.m. West African time, GMT +1. But if the time changes, you'd always be communicated to you on the Slack channel. So whatever coding sessions we're having, you always get the right information about it. So you should always log on to the Slack channel every day to get information and also to see questions your fellow interns ask that you might also want to ask, but it has already been answered. So just be on the Slack channel every day. You get the right information to that. And mind you, I saw someone saying a time for 2 to 5. That time is for the webinar sessions we might be having, because we have technical sessions and career coaching sessions. So most times it's 2 p.m. West African time. Sometimes it's 4. So whatever time we'll be having any of this session at all, you will get the first-hand information from us on the Slack channel and also through our email. So whatever thing you'll be having, you have the right information before time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Christian. I think I might need to do some clarification on that. When I said 2 to 5 p.m., I didn't mean like the webinars take that long. I just meant that usually the starting time might be within that range, right? So yes, between 2, like Christian just mentioned, it could be 2, it could be 4 p.m., whatever the time will be communicated to you. So we apologize. We would have loved to take more questions, but we recommend that you look at the handbook. A question just popped up. Webinars and coaching session compulsory?
Okay, yes, to answer that question, there are compulsory sessions, technical sessions, and career coaching sessions that are compulsory. Whatever session we're having which are compulsory, it will always be communicated to you. So, and also for those having more questions, we'll be having an Ask Me session if we did not cover your question. Also on the Slack channel, anytime, any day, you can drop your questions on the Slack channel. We'll be happy to help, and also through our mail. So it doesn't end here. If you still have further questions, drop it on the Slack channel. You'll get a reply from any of the Hamoye team. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christian. I was also going to say that you should take a look at our handbook because we have frequently asked questions and you just might find the answer to your question there. So please, thank you very much for spending your time with us. At this point, I'll be handing over to Success to take over from here. Hi, Success.
Hi, hey, Amy. Thank you.
Yes,
so
we
much.
can hear you.
Thank you so much, Ingene and Christian. So in the absence of no question, we have to call it a day. Thank you guys for joining, and I wish you a wonderful internship.